A folk music composition and kü are heritage of the nations. The sounds of the great steppe are different instruments and melodious compositions. The great and mysterious music is on the program. The sounds of the great steppe. Jitigen is a heritage instrument. On the one hand, it's very ancient, on the other, it's new. Why is it ancient? As the history of Jitigen started in the past. Why is it new? The instrument developed with the independence, and we proudly say it's a new instrument. The repertoire compositions have not been saved of this musical instrument. A well-known art researcher, ethnographer, Bolat Saribayev, developed and added to Kazakh musical instruments. He mastered Jitigen and increased strings from 7 till 22 on the instrument. There is some difference from the previous Jitigen. Currently this instrument is long-sized and big. The sound features have also been expanded and enriched.
Jitigen негізі қазақ халқының көне аспаптарының бірі, кезінде ұмыт болып қалған аспап болады.
Jitigen is one of the main ancient musical instruments of the Kazakh people. It was forgotten and unused in Kazakh art. Nowadays, after we received our independence, owing to the efforts of the scientist ethnographer Bolat Saribayev, the Jitigen acquired a second life. We are able to play on this musical instrument. Musicians as Nurgul Jibek started first playing on the Jitigen, and Karakat Abildina, who was also continuous in this art. There are a lot of interest to this Jitigen instrument. Of course, playing on it is not easy. Despite the complexity, children can master this art from the age of 7. There are music intervals on the Jitigen instruments as diatonic and chromatic. If we play kü compositions on Jitigen, we should play by plucking with fingers on the strings rhythmically. The strings are stretched by hand from the outside of the instrument. The Jitigen instrument has not its own repertoire, therefore we play folk compositions, songs of our great composers' küs, or foreign compositions which are written for other instruments. When we play the composition on this instrument, we have to make a right tune of the composition. For example, we added tremolo method of guitar instrument and glissando as well. We also took other methods from different nations' instruments as arpeggio.
Арпеджио деген сияқты басқа халықтардың аспаптарынан аламыз. аңыз ретінде жеткен аспап бұл.
This is a legendary musical instrument. There are 7 strings on it. In ancient times, when we had this instrument, there was not a person who was able to write compositions what were played on the zhytigen. We made 22 strings on this instrument as they have more advantages for playing a variety of compositions. For example, we were not able to play difficult compositions or perform our compositions on the concerts. It was played only one melody composition on a 7-string zhytigen instrument. Currently, owing to the 22 strings, we play compositions of different genres. In general, all repertoires are not saved in ancient times. The Balapan Kaz composition is very close to the zhytigen instrument. For example, we are not able to say happily the moment of fly nestling for the nest. This definition also has a connection with the life of people. When parents let their children to choose their own way in life, they can happily say, "I let my child to choose their own way in life." This composition is dedicated to the girl who is going to marry and sing it in that moment with yearning. Therefore, the song is close to the zhytigen instrument. In general, it describes the character of the song in this way. The sound of zhytigen is gentle, and we have to play slow, gentle compositions on this instrument. Therefore, you can also play difficult compositions. But the zhytigen instrument was created only for gentle and slow compositions. Nowadays, we have 3 textbooks that are dedicated to the zhytigen instrument. Owing to these textbooks and searching works, the repertoires of zhytigen increased. The first book we waited for a long time. It was written by Nurgul Jibek and titled as The School of Learning the Zhytigen Instrument. The second one, Zhytigen Krestomathi, written by young zhytigen player, a member of Kazakh ethnic ensemble, Jadira Musiripova. The third book also was written by Nurgul Jibek, The Method of Learning. Due to these 3 textbooks, the zhytigen repertoires were enriched, and the methods of teachings found its own way in the music art. I hope this zhytigen instrument will not be forgotten by people. I wish, even after us, the younger generation of the country will continue and keep this art. The main purpose of mine is to teach young children what I know and share my experience. I fully believe the zhytigen instrument will be recognized as a Kazakh national instrument not only in our country, but abroad as well.
Арбиян қоңыр, жаңағы негізгі бізде енді тайдай басып келе жатқан жетігеншілерге үйрететін күйлердің бірі.
Arbiyan Kanir is a composition for beginner players who started to learn playing on the instrument. Another singularity of the zhitigen instrument, it can be played with the sazisirnai instrument. Karligash is a song of the well-known composer Ahmed Zhubanov. It can be sung without an instrument or accompanied by the sazirnai instrument. Compositions as Kosbasar, Aku, Balapan Kaz, and Karligash are close with magnificent sounds and melodies of the zhitigen.
Karligash деген бір өзінің бір ерекше жаңағы дыбысы, әуені бар музыкалар жақын.
Zhitigen's melody is full of yearning. The sounds that came through the strings of the instrument are pleasant to the ears. When a musician plays the cue on the instrument, a mysterious and longing melody can be heard. Currently, zhitigen players are able to play Kazakh cues and songs and even difficult compositions. There's not any ethno-music band or ensemble without the zhitigen. Each member of the ensemble has a zhitigen. We can see from here the advantages of this legendary zhitigen instrument.
Қазіргі кезде сұраныс жетігенге өте көп. Бір жылдан аса уақытта біраз жетігенші жиналды.
The zhitigen instrument is required a lot in our days. I think it is the effort of Karakat who made a contribution to the development of this instrument. If we talk about the age of the children who are willing to learn this instrument, it will be difficult for children whose ages are 4 up to 7. It is not easy to understand the instrument. And for children whose average age is 7 or older depends on their musical abilities and skills. At the beginning of the course, it was difficult. It takes time to work with the settings for about half a year. Then we learn the repertoire. We had a tour to foreign countries with our zhitigen instrument. There's a lot that requires this instrument. Nowadays, zhitigen and dombra instruments have interest from other people. Of course, foreigners are interested in them. For example, they asked us about the structure of zhitigen and how a musician should play on it. If there will be similar instruments to our zhitigen, we show a master class to them on their instrument. It was in Turkey, as they have a similar instrument to our zhitigen. We shared our experience with the people.
Жаңағы кішкене мастер-класс ретінде бір-бірімізге өткізіп қайтамыз. Жаңағы тәжірибе алмасу болады. Жалпы мен 2008 жылы Жібек атындағы Республикалық эстрада цирк колледжіне сасырнай мамандығына тапсырған болатынмын.
I was enrolled to Jibek Republican Variety and Circus College in 2008. As an additional subject, there was the zhitigen and sibizgi instrument classes. Since that moment, I recognized the zhitigen. The sound of zhitigen is gentle, and that attracted me, and I was impressed as well. When I completed college, I applied to the Kurmangazi Kazakh National Conservatory and majored in the zhitigen instrument department. Owing to the zhitigen, I teach my students this instrument and play on the ensemble. We visited Georgia as there was a music fest. We performed a concert for each other. Constantly, we saw their method of playing on the instrument and compared it with ours. Owing to play on the instrument, we shared our experience there.
Олардың ойналу әдістері мен біздің ойналу әдістерін салыстырып, біраз тәжірибе алмастық.
This cue composition was written by Karshiga Ahmediyarov. He dedicated it to his daughter, who was studying abroad at that moment. It was produced from the result of the longing for his daughter. Probably you have heard this composition. There are notes of sadness in the melody. In general, it was written for the dombra instrument. Therefore, a difference can be heard when we played it on